the royals. So, final preparations are underway for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. 12 million of us set to celebrate, including the royals themselves, of course, who will be attending big Jubilee lunches. Well, I'm joined now by the royal editor, Russell Myers. Now, these lunches, I didn't know anything about them until this morning.
Oh, good morning, Ranvir. Well, there is an awful lot to look forward to. There are final preparations taking place, but organisers of the big Jubilee lunch, which are taking place all over the country on the Sunday after the People's Pageant to sort of close this big bank holiday weekend. And the organisers say that they expect it to smash all records. Apparently, there is just over 10 million people did sort of street parties and big lunches at Charles and Diana's wedding in 1981. But organisers say there might be 12 million, there may be up to 15 million people taking to the streets, meeting up with their friends, neighbours and family, all taking part in the celebrations. And of course, as you mentioned, the royals are going to be attending some of these lunches. One of them is at the Oval Cricket Ground in London. Charles and Camilla will be attending one of the biggest events in the country there. Edward and Sophie, Prince Edward and his wife Sophie, will be attending another one at Windsor Castle on the long walk up to the Queen's Berkshire residence. So there is an awful lot to look forward to, and final preparations were taking place just at the weekend, because on Thursday it's the big Trooping the Colour event, which is returning to London for the first time in a couple of years. And Prince William was taking part in the final dress rehearsals. He was having a little bit of problem, I saw, with his big bearskin hat, unfortunately, I think tickling himself, not used to wearing it over the last couple of years. But as I said, final preparations taking place, and one of those is that Ed Sheeran is not only going to be performing at the pageant on the Sunday, but he's also going to be belting out his number Perfect, and that is going to be in tribute of the Queen and her late husband, Prince Philip. So there's going to be awful lot to look forward to over the weekend. And, you know, even if you're not into the royals, it's a great excuse to get outside, have a party, and we get an extra day bank holiday. So what's not to love? Absolutely.
Well, also making the headlines this morning, Harry and Meghan. Now, they're renewing their lease for Frogmore Cottage, which, of course, is where they lived after they got married for a bit. Is this a really good sign, then? Because, of course, we've heard these reports that both the princes, the brothers, are in peace talks.
Well, I mean, I imagine if that was happening, and certainly I understand that the boys have been in contact ahead of this Jubilee weekend. Of course, that the Queen is wanting all her family to get together, and Harry and Meghan have promised to be on their best behaviour, because, you know, things are still quite frosty within the family. We're still talking about that big Oprah Winfrey interview. You know, Prince Harry gave an interview to an American broadcaster not so long ago at the Invictus Games, where he was talking about, you know, he was there to protect the Queen, making sure she had the right people around her. This news about them renewing this lease for Frogmore Cottage is quite interesting, because, of course, that is still their UK home. They obviously live in California now, and they'll be popping over for the Jubilee celebrations. However, they've got to renew the lease. It is part of their UK home. They've been allowing Princess Eugenie and her family to stay there over the past few months. But, you know, I imagine this is a really good opportunity for people to come together, and that's something to look forward to.
He's got his book coming out as well, hasn't he? So it'd be interesting what effect sort of this thawing out might have on what he chooses to reveal, possibly, in his book next year. Well, going back to our own Jubilee parties now, there's a bit of a concern, isn't there, that some of them might be at risk?
Well, this is extraordinary. Over the weekend, we heard that some of the Jubilee parties are, you know, potentially at risk from some killjoy council chiefs. Now, I was reading at the weekend that there was a Portsmouth council have been banning bunting, can you believe? I mean, this is something that we want people to get involved in. People are dressing up shop fronts, you know, street parties and whatnot. But they're saying that some of the bunting is too heavy, can you believe? It sounds absolutely ludicrous. And then there was some businesses in Sheerness-on-Sea were telling people to take the bunting down because it was flapping in the wind. I mean, have you ever heard of anything so ludicrous in your life? I think people should get together for the party spirit, and get, you know, have a bit of fun with it, because that's what we all need.
Tie your bunting a bit tighter. I think it's if it goes across the road. And to be in fairness to the council, I think they were worried that if it goes across the road and it starts dipping in the middle, then an emergency vehicle might get trapped in it. I'm just trying to be fair here to them.
A bit of health and safety needed. Yeah. Apparently, there was some rules and regulations about when you can put it, but
well,
I mean,
we are British after all. It's a very British thing to do, isn't it? To complain about bunting. I think the Queen might approve in some small way.
Pretty much.
And what are you doing? Have you got you've got 20 seconds. What are you doing, Russell?
I'm going to be very, very busy. I'm going to be all over the place in London, in Windsor, at the Epsom Derby. There's loads to look forward to, so I'm sure I'll be
So
popping
you're
up here
working,
and there.
essentially, and not relaxing. There you go. It's the joy of the job. Thanks so much, Russell. Lovely to see you this morning.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.